All right, let's have a look here. Sorry guys, I just haven't got the cam up yet. Don't know why that's not working. Let me just have a look at that. Oh, look at this. Turn it off and it works. How good's that? Um, all right, welcome back for another track guide this week from Indi Road Course. I never done this before. I might have raced it back in like officials. That was about it. Um, So if anyone that watched the race last Thursday, they'll know that I got the new VR. So getting used to that, that's really cool. Getting used to it quite quickly too. I've had like three before, so it wasn't hard to get used to, but just setting it all up and getting it running smoothly without losing frame rates and all that sort of thing. So I've sorted that out now. All right, so just the usual. I'll take you out in just a bit of a slow out lap, do a quick lap, and then yeah, just talk you through the slow lap as usual. See what we can do here. All right, set up the thing here. Got the old noggin cap on. Oh, I better clean the old glasses. Sorry about that, guys. Got that clean. Yeah, there's a little bit of fluffing around with VR, but once you get up and running, she goes all right. Put that down there. All right. All right, guys. Anyone that jumps in the chat, just well, anyone that jumps in the stream, sorry, just jump in the chat. Let me know that you're there, because yeah, you got it running this week, so pretty happy about that. I just crank the old volume up. Oh, well, that's down. I hit the old buttons a few times. I do. Let's quickly turn this up. Sorry, guys. All bloody right then. All right. Let's go now slow out lap and I'll try to talk you through a little bit of what I think is right. So as you can see here on my relative, I'll put it there. I'm fifth at the moment, but like that's that's a good time for me, but I'll probably get another 10th. But yeah, some of these guys are really quick this week. But as usual, this is just my take on the track and what I think is the best line at the moment. Obviously an out lap, obviously a qualifying lap. You probably wouldn't bang these sort of brake markers and all that during the race, as you will probably chew your tyres. But yeah, so coming to this one, I always leave it in third, brake a little bit early in what you think, keep it nice and tight, keep it mid-track here, come over, left tyres just on the left and then right tyres on the right of those rebel strips. Nice and close, just so you can straighten out that one. You can go right out there on the white without getting a penalty, so that's quite cool. At the third marker here, which is the 500, I get on the brakes, all the way back down to second, staying out, straight line, coming in tight as I can, keeping it over to the mid-track here. So I haven't sort of figured this one out yet, but then hugging, yeah, this curve here as tight as you can. And this one, don't put wheels on the grass, and keeping mid-track, coming back out here, and then hugging this one nice and tight. Big chunk out of that one. This one is a bit of a weird corner. I'll talk you through it on the slow talk through, but yeah, this one's a hard one as well. A bit of a later apex you want to take, but it wants to drift you out to the wall. About here on the brakes for this corner, next right-hand corner. And then coming in nice and tight and keeping it more mid-track. Don't sweep out to the left there. Keeping it mid-track, don't go right out to the right. Straight on the brakes in a straight line and then hugging that one. All right, we'll do a quick one here. So coming into the last corner here, you want to just feather the accelerator here. Just to where you can feel the arse end starting to like want to tweak out a little bit. And just stay on it as hard as you can. All the way up through the gears, guys. Now at the fourth mark here, I'm not really sure what it is. That's where I'm braking. All your braking and down gears done in straight line way before the corner. Powering out of there in second, up into third. So I'm off the accelerator about here, coasting into the corner. Ooh, keeping it nice and tight. See, if you're keeping it in third, it will tend to understeer sometimes if you don't get it, if you get on the brakes too hard. So you just got to watch that one. All out through the gears here, third marker, down the gears, down to second, nice and tight in here, keeping it over to the mid side of the track. Big chunk out of here. I keep it in second at the moment, just to sort of get that steering, that compression steering going on, and short shift into third. Booting it out, just watch the arse end, as you can see there. Keeping it nice and tight, drifting over to the wall here, and a fair bit before that marker there. You can probably go a little bit later than what I have if you're overtaking, but that's where I found sort of works for me. Keeping it nice and tight here. Mid to track, keeping it nice and tight, feathering that accelerator, getting back on the accelerator in 4th gear, right out to the wall, 5th gear. Alright, let's have another go. That was shit. I'm trying not to talk so much. I probably chewed my tyres now, so. A lot of people have to work on the exit of their corners. It does feel like the RSN is going to come out on every corner, but with a bit of practice, you can sort out how much right foot you can give it without it coming out. Try a 3rd through here this time. Back to 2nd here. That's a bit of a dodger. Gives you a rough idea though. Well, if that just wants to drift out, that's going to be exciting when the tyres start to taper off.
1 minute 25.485.
Alright, I'll go back, get the quickest lap here, which was pretty clean, I think it was, and I'll talk you through it here. Alright, we're in the chase cam. Laps. You guys can't see it, but the chat's right there. So it's sort of hiding a bit of my stuff, but alright, lap 13 here. So we're coming down the main straight. Alright, we'll put that one away. Grab the old keyboard. Should I... I won't turn it for you, bugger it. Yeah, alright. So sorry, I can't look at the cam, but yeah, I'll talk you through this one here, guys. Alright, it's come down the main straight. You're all the way up in 6th gear. So it's a little bit fuzzy on the old VR, so I can't exactly read the brake markers, but it's the 4th one up here. So what's that? The 500. Braking at as you can see, just on the brakes there. We'll go back a little bit. Yeah, I just count them. So I come up to like just on the 3rd and the 4th. I'm just sort of already starting to get on the brakes, but I'm hard on the brakes between the 600 and the 500. So hard on the brakes in a straight line all the way over to the left side of the wall, as tight as you can, in a straight line. And then make sure you get all your downshift as usual and your braking done before the corner, letting off and starting to accelerate as you hit the apex. It's pretty much the same every week, guys. You just got to sort it out and sort of try to figure out the control for yourself. As you can see here, I'm not drifting all the way out to the left there. I'm sort of trying to come along, keep to that crack in the road there, trying to keep sort of more mid track, and then off the accelerator about halfway to the corner there, which is a little bit earlier than what you'd normally think. And then, yeah, just so you can get a good run out of this next left-hander. So off there, nice and tight, and then just on it as hard as you can. I tend to drift out to the right here to set up that little right-hander there, and then just before the end of this curve out here on the right, I'm off the accelerator, and just feathering the brake, so trying to not to go right out to the left there, as it can tend to understeer a bit more. I just sort of try to stay about 3/4 track, but yeah, just feathering that brake just a little bit to get yourself in here. I'm staying 3rd gear at the moment. I'm testing out a few different like I'm trying to go back to 2nd and see if I can get that to go quick, but yeah, at the moment it's just 3rd gear, as you'll see here. So just feathering that brake ever so slightly. You can see on the little delta down the bottom there. Just watch the RSN there. So yeah, as you start to like coming out, because you're trying to keep it tight, you're trying to get on it as hard as you can. Just feel it through your wheel. Just feel that RSN like starting to come out. If you got it set up properly, you can just start to feel it, start to tweak back, so you can start feathering your accelerator a little bit just to keep that under control. So powering out of that as hard as you can. Come out to this left-right little chicane here. Keep your left tyres just on the left side. I'll see if I can. So as you can see there, just on the left side of the chicane there. Try not to dip it in the grass. You will get a little bit squiggly, and then into the next right one. As you can see here, keeping the right tyres on the right side. You can chunk that a fair bit. I haven't tested how far you can go over yet, but I just try to keep this one as it is the sort of quickest line I've sort of figured out so far. And these little buggers there. All right, so coming down the main back straight here, Jamie's done a really good job on the setup this week, because coming through those big chunky bloody curbs there, the suspension takes it really nice, so it's nice and smooth. I was going on the last year's setup, and it was just kicking me up like this, and I was thinking, shit, that's not good. But yeah, he's done a really good job on the setup this week. Well done, Jamie. All right, so coming up to this next left-hander. So you're getting all the way up into 6th gear down this back straight here, so you're hitting a fair bit of speed. 255 k's at the moment. So at the third marker there, I think, what is it, the 500? That's where I get on the brakes, all the way back down to second, guys. On the brakes here, all the way back down to second, straight line once again. As you can see, I'm getting all my braking done and my gear changes done, and then I'm starting to look for that apex. So you want to keep your eye on it, but if you're looking ahead, getting your braking done and then spotting your apex, tends to make you not come in as early and not stuff up the corner. You can keep that later apex and then straighten out your next corner. So coming across nice and tight. I have accelerated out of here. I saw someone do it earlier. Get a little bit harder. I was sort of trying to stay more over to the left, but I think it was slowing me down too much. So accelerating out of here just ever so slightly, but coming across more mid-track, as you'll see here. And then just, yeah, getting that later apex for this next right-hander, and same with the left one. Taking as much curb here as you can without dipping your tyres in the grass. Always looking for that apex and trying to, as I say every week, this is the thing that I've noticed has got me a little bit of time lately. I'm getting all my braking done and I'm trying to accelerate at the very latest right on the apex of the corner, if not before. And I've noticed trying to keep the car on its line and accelerating through the corner. It just picks up so much time, guys. Instead of like braking really late, coasting through the corner and then getting back on it, it just loses too much time. So this one here is a little bit of a tricky one. It's like a right-hander almost, but it's like a sweeping 90-degree corner. It's really weird, I reckon. But this one, once again, yeah, I'm in second still. If I get it right, I'm coming across, taking a big chunk out of the curb here, and then getting a short shift into third while I'm still on the accelerator and trying to get my power out of the corner here, as you'll see. Oh, stayed on it there. Okay, so that's what I wasn't doing, but yeah, I'd probably recommend the short shift to third just to keep it all under control. All right, coming up to this next one, this can be a bit of a tricky one as well because you've drifted out of that right-hander. It's wanting to shoot you over onto the wall. So you've really got to come out here as tight on the wall as you can, but straight. Make sure your car's straight before you get before you get really hard on the brakes. Otherwise, you will start tweaking out and losing the arse end, and all sorts of mayhem will happen into this next one. This will be a tricky one for everyone on the track, I reckon, if there's a bit of racing being done. You want to brake probably about that second pole before the 300 there. I think it's the 300. Let me have a look. Yeah, the 300. So as you can see, it's about one black pole, two black poles. Between the second and the third one I get on the brakes. Probably even a little bit later. But I've just done that just to sort of keep the car under control. This is where I reckon I can pick up my extra 10th. I just got to sort of suss the braking properly. But as I said, once again, in a straight line, getting all your braking done before the corner, back to second. And then as you can see, coming across, hitting your apex nice and tight. I probably could have taken a bit of a later apex here, get a little bit more braking done in a straight line and come in later. Probably on the one before that as well. Now looking back at this with the chase cam, but yeah, something to keep in mind, guys. And then just keeping it mid-track. I haven't found any benefit to going right out to the right side of the track here and then sweeping back in. Look, it probably could have worked on your first qualifying lap just to get a bit of speed onto the straight maybe, but that's really about it. I don't find that big sweeping. It was at one of the other track, Zend, I think it was. There was one of those corners where you sweep right out, sweep right out to the right, come back into the left. I found just keeping mid-track sort of keeps it more under control, and you can get that braking in a straight line done again, guys, without sort of having to turn, get on the brakes, and like worry about, yeah, understeer and oversteer. But as you'll see here, guys, holding second, up into third, and then back to second, I think I go. But second through this next left-hander. So holding second. Yeah, just getting on, getting on your brakes initially and into the straight, and then trailing off into this corner, and then just coming over and taking as much of this curve as you can without dipping your tyres in the grass as usual. Keeping more mid-track, and then, yeah, staying more mid-track just to get a good run onto the straight here, guys. So you want to come across. So you're powering as hard as you can, and then you're getting off the accelerator just to get yourself back over to the curb here, nice and tight, and then you're on it again, but just enough to like keep that arse end under control. And once you feel yourself starting to straighten out, get back on it as hard as you can, and then shift in that fourth gear or fifth gear, I think it is. As we'll have a look here, I haven't got a delta. So as you can see, coming across, back on it there, shifting gears, and then just hard as you can without losing the arse end, and that'll drift you right out to the wall there, guys. And over the start finish line. So that's the talk through there, guys. I'll take you back through, and you can just have a look at it without my dribbling shit in the cockpit. So I'll just come back here a schmicky. Just have a show you on the cockpit view. Chuck that there. Put this on, and I'll try not to talk too much on the way through. So that is a really late braking section, that one, guys. So just watch that one if you're going to brake that late. Nice and tight on that one. Powering out, watching the arse end. So I'm like getting off the accelerator just gradually on that corner, guys, just to keep the car, stop it from rolling. That could be a lot quicker, obviously. And that bit there as well, still tweaking out, but somehow I end up getting a best lap, so that was good. Now that I look at it, when I look at the chase cam, it looks like I'm coming in too early, but it's probably about the right. That one was probably a little bit too early. Taking all that curve again. I short shift there usually, but this seems to have worked for me this time, so something to keep in mind. Whole bunch of ways to skin a cat, as they say. Onto the second last corner, coming across, taking a whole chunk of curve there. Now just setting up your last corner just to get a good run onto the straight there. A lot of people will lose the arse end here. So if you're patient, you might get a bit of overtake done here. And that's the track guide. I'll run it through in the chase cam as well. We'll just give you that that extra little view. What is it? Function 12. Yep, that's it. All right. So I'll just tweak it over a little bit. Got to say, the replays inside the VR, inside the headset, oh, they're awesome. So this here, I'm looking at this. You probably know, anyone that's raced in VR. So this looks like I'm just standing on the track looking at a real car. Like, the peripheral is ridiculous. I can see how far that is to the fence, like 10 meters to the fence. Yeah, it's incredible. I love it. But yeah, I've just got a bit of shice. And see if I can get out of this. Oh, hang on. I know what it is. No, it's not it. Well, all right. Enough fluffing around. I'll just give you the look on this one. All right. Wow, that's a cool view from inside the headset. Yeah, that's a late braking area, that one, guys. So just, yeah, keep that in mind. It's probably just a quali one, that braking that late. Oh, yeah, wrong lap. What have I done? All right, let's sort this shit out. Here we go. All right, this will be the one. Try to keep my head still. Surprising how early you can get off the accelerator, coming into that tight left-hander there. And the right one here, if you're going to hold third. You think, oh shit, I'm going too slow, but it's surprising what I see. Tweaking that out there, I can definitely get a 10th, 15th there, I reckon. If I get that smooth. in a straight line. See, the car was twitchy out. So you just got to keep that under control. That's your bias there, guys. I am running a bias slightly forward, so I'm running a 51.5. Sorry, that's something I didn't tell you as well. So I've got all these things I've got to try to remember. If I don't remember any of these things, guys, something you want to know, just let me know in the comments. But, yeah. That one I could have got a little bit tighter through there just to set this up a little bit nicer. That's once again a little bit of a tricky one, but I've sort of figured it out now. So, and then you want to chunk this. You probably come a bit later on that apex as well there as well, but that one seems to have worked. Nice and tight on that one, just powering out, just watching the RCN. You can see it start to twitch there and want to get loose, but if you're just sort of gentle and watch your accelerator, you can sort of keep it under control. But look, guys, that's another track guide. As usual, I really hope it helped. Take this off right here. Chuck that right there. Look at that shit. That like that. Oh my god. Yeah. Hope it's helped. As I said, if there's anything I can help you with, if I've left something out in the track guide, let me know in the comments, or just message me directly on Discord. But that's another one. Hope it's helped, and can't wait to see you in the race on Thursday night. Make sure you tune in. I'll be streaming again on YouTube 8:30, 8:45. I think it starts. So yeah, make sure you don't miss that one. And as I said, see you in the race. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, mate. Sorry, making that awkward.